G'day and welcome to another edition of EFL TV. A big show coming up. Lauren Wood with all the latest news. Cameron Nash talking umpiring ahead of the finals. And Sean Kelly to join us to preview a big weekend of footy in the EFL. Let's get into it. And we kick off getting into it with Lauren Wood, the EFL media manager. She joins us again. G'day, Loz.
Great to be back, Half.
Great to have you on board. A big weekend. Senior finals in full swing. Everyone playing them this week.
It is. We had the Divi 3 and 4 kicked it off last week. Your boys will be in action on Sunday, but we've got 5 venues running this weekend. So make sure you get out to Bayswater, Boronia, Mitcham, East Burwood. And what's the last one?
There's got to be another one in there. Ringwood, did you say?
It's Ringwood.
Jubilee Park, Sunday.
Yeah, you'll be
special,
out there. So, as we say, it is a big weekend. So, make sure you get out there and enjoy the magnificent weather that we've been having as well. So, remember, there's no dogs allowed in.
Yes, good.
So, could you imagine what it'd be like if everyone brought their dogs? It'd just
you.
be horrendous. So, make sure you leave your dog at home and no BYO alcohol.
Yes, buy it at the bar where the EFL make the money. It's a good result for everyone down the
clubs.
track. You'll love it. Blue Ribbon Foundation, speaking of money, we're involved with them again this year.
We are. There'll be an extra $2 added to the entry cost for the grand finals. So $15 for adults and $9 for the concession. That $2 will be donated to the Blue Ribbon Foundation again. So we know they do some fantastic work in supporting families that have lost members of their family that are police that have been killed in the line of duty. Also, if you take your entry ticket to the Blue Ribbon tent on Grand Final Day, you'll be able to collect yourself a nice little LED flashlight torch. So perfect for the car, home, anything like that. And so a little bit of recognition of your donation.
Something for nothing's always good.
Exactly right. We all love something for free. So, and also in the finals, we just wanted to make it known to everyone that all the fines for on-field things like melees and fights and all those sort of horrible things that we're certainly not condoning through the finals. All of those fines, whilst they're heavier, they'll all be donated to the Blue Ribbon Foundation. So last year we managed to donate over $17,000.
It's a lot of fines.
So, well, a lot of entry donations too. So we're hoping to top that this year.
If you are going to punch on, it's all for a good cause, is the message from the EFL. Well done, Sharpie. Hey, the Under-12 girls comp, that finished with rave reviews, I'm hearing.
It has, yeah. It's been running over the last 5 weeks thanks to Matt Woodbridge, our program coordinator. We had 5 teams and 97 girls participating up at Nunawading each Sunday morning. So it's certainly got a great rap from all the girls and their families that were involved. There was a review held earlier in the week, and it's certainly something that we're looking to continue next year. So if you're female and you're into your footy, make sure you keep an eye out on our website and in the record and all that sort of thing, because it'll definitely be continuing next year.
EFL.org.au is the address on the World Wide Web. Speaking of that, the code word will be up a little bit later on for a chance to win a season's pass, a finals pass.
So that'll get you into all of the finals, including the grand finals. So
excellent.
If you're an adult, it's worth up to $120, and they're pretty hard to get their hands on. So make sure you grab the code word later on in this episode.
Have we got a winner from last week?
We do, and their name will
Where
be on
are
the
they?
screen
Somewhere
now.
down there?
Get to do it again.
Awesome.
And make sure you email the code word to competitions@efl.org.au for your chance to win.
And before I let you go, 98.1 Radio Eastern footy this weekend. Where is it?
We've got the double header again this week. On Saturday, we'll be up on the balcony at Bayswater Oval when Blackburn take on Scoresby in their qualifying final for Division 1.
Yep.
On Sunday, it'll be from 2 o'clock onwards on 98.1 Radio Eastern and on the EFL website.
Oh, good.
Bayswater versus Montrose in Division 2.
Big game, big weekend. Thank you, Lauren. Catch you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Lauren Wood, the media manager of the EFL. Always great to catch up with the EFL's Director of Umpiring, the Head of Umpiring, Cameron Nash. G'day, Nashy.
G'day, Half. How you going?
I'm going really well. Leading into a big finals campaign. Lots going on in your world, I'm sure, but you've got an initiative over the summer to recruit new umpires.
Yeah, it's called Stay in the Game 2012. We're really going to have a focus over the summer in recruiting some ex-footballers in the 18 above age bracket.
Yep.
Obviously next year with the under-17s coming in, and also Colts and Reserves footy. We want to have a real good crack at getting some ex-footballers into umpiring, so we're going to have a real go at that over the summer.
So how are you going to find those people? Where do they come from?
We're going to do a lot of advertising during the finals in the record and also on the website to promote it. And we're also going to run a program over the summer with these new umpires and do some skills sessions with some AFL umpires involved.
Is it an easy transition for a player to come into umpiring?
It is. Obviously, they've got a good knowledge of the rules and a feel for the game, which is a huge advantage. So it's more the positioning type stuff that we'd need to teach them.
Stay in the Game 2012. Check it out on the EFL website. Pay attention to the website throughout the finals and throughout the off-season as well. Speaking of finals, busy time. Obviously, it's the peak season for everyone, players and umpires as well. Are you happy with the way the umpires have worked throughout the season and coming into the finals?
Oh, definitely half. I'm extremely happy with how the year's gone. Obviously, we kicked off back in February in pre-season, but just the commitment and the professionalism of the group this year it's just been fantastic on and off the field, and I'm really proud of the guys and the girls, and we're certainly ready to go this week.
I've noticed a lot of young umpires coming through and umpiring Div 1 and Div 2 games. Have they come along as quickly as you'd liked?
Certainly some quicker than others, which has been real positive. So again, it's what they put in during the year, and they're getting the rewards at this time of year during the finals.
And just for all the teams playing finals this week, is there a rule of the week or a focus area for the umpires that we don't know about until about 15 minutes into the game?
Definitely not. Half we'll be focusing on what we have done all year, and that's be consistent and try and make as less mistakes as possible. Our footy's the hardest game in the world to officiate in. Two umpires, got 36 players on the ground at once to manage. Then you throw in all our rules, some interpretational. It's a very tough gig, but I'm really proud of the guys and the girls this year. And
they do a great job on the whole, do your crew there at the EFL umpiring department. So well done on that for this year, Nash. Good luck for the campaign over the off-season. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Half.
Cameron Nash, the EFL's head of umpires. Let's get our teeth into a big weekend of EFL finals footy when Benny Waterworth is not around. The number one man of the radio team is Sean Kelly. He joins me. G'day, Sean.
G'day, Half. Now that Nash is gone, you can tell us how you really feel about the umpires.
They're atrocious. No,
Thank
just
you.
a joke. Just a joke. They do a good job. Looking forward to a big campaign from the umpires in the finals. Speaking of campaigns, they all start, particularly in Div 1 and Div 2 this week, for the finals. Now, Div 1, let's kick off with that. We've got the qualifying final on Saturday at Bayswater. Blackburn v Scoresby. How's it going to play out?
Yeah, really interesting game. It's interesting looking back 2 weeks ago when these two teams played, and Scoresby basically kicked 12 goals in the first quarter against Blackburn, something unheard of, as you'd know. Can they rebound from that? Does the fact that Scoresby got defeated last week by Knox take something out of their confidence? Does Troy Tackett come back into the side, who was missing that day against Scoresby? It's really good. I reckon this is going to be a game where we're going to see a couple of X factors in the small forwards get into it. Guys like Michael Rainey and Ryan Carafa for Blackburn, and Kirby McConnell and Corey Mack for Scoresby. You always see in finals that there's one or two guys from outside of the radar that make their mark, and I reckon they might be the guys this week.
So who wins?
Scoresby. Can I say that with as little confidence as possible?
Any confident at all.
Finals tipping's no good. I absolutely streeted it in home and away tipping, but finals no good.
Okay, Scoresby just for Sean Kelly. The other final is the elimination on Sunday, which I'm involved in. The Mighty Born Tigers take on those Knox Falcons you were talking about with Scoresby. How's that going to go?
Again, another very interesting game, and I know that if I say the wrong thing, I'll probably get a clip here, so I need to be reasonably careful. But obviously a lot of focus this season on Knox with the defensive press that they've played. The question remains, though, if it's a warm day, Jubilee Park in Ringwood, as we know, it's as wide as it is long. Can you play the defensive press for 4 quarters against a skilled team like Baldwin on Jubilee Park?
Well, we certainly hope not, Sean, is the answer to that. But they've done a great job, the Knox Falcons, this year, and first time in the EFL finals, and they'll have a fair crack on Sunday, you would think.
And they will indeed.
Who's going to win?
Going to stop short of tipping them just because I know you've built your sides for the bigger grounds and for finals, and just because there's more finals experience there. Guys like, obviously, Nick Smith, Alan Murray, Craig DeCourcy in the side.
Okay, so the Baldwin
They're all
Tigers in
playing,
that
aren't
one.
they?
Good result for you. I think they're playing. I hope they're playing.
No more injuries that we need to know about?
We'll see on Sunday. Div 2, lots happening there. Lilydale and Roval, big game. As you would expect for a second semi. Lilydale just defeated once in the home and away season. Can Roval make it twice?
Look, the couple of games that Roval have played against them have been reasonably close. The first game was a 5-goal margin, but within a couple of minutes of half-time, Roval only 3 points down. Second game was a 12-point margin, but take nothing out of that because Seaback Oval's under 3 inches of water all day, so you can't take much out of that game. Chris Barlow coming back into the side last week was a huge boost for Roval throughout their midfield. The one thing that I think might fall in Lilydale's favour is they've got the tools in the forward line to really try and stretch the Roval back line and put some indecision with Paul Minor about some of his matchups. Guys like Nathan O'Keefe, Daniel Breeze, Andrew Borden, who will probably slip forward when he's the resting ruckman. I reckon that's what might tip Lilydale over the line, plus a couple of really good young players, Jake Taylor and Ash Davies, that have been probably amongst their top 5 or 6 all year. Okay,
so Lilydale in that one. Eastfield Reserve on Sunday. Bayswater take on Montrose. Who's going to win that?
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Our radio game, two sides that probably wouldn't have expected to play in a first semi-final. There's obviously Bayswater making the grand final last year and Montrose with the talent they've got coming through their side. Big ground, suits both teams. Obviously a lot of firepower in the forward line for Montrose as we know about. It also creates a dilemma for Bernie Deneen because where does he play skipper Brent Jane? Kicked 5 goals and was best on ground in our radio game up forward a couple of weeks ago. He's more known playing in defence. They've got a man up on Simmons, Pettifer, Barney Edwards, Billy Schilling.
Sounds pretty tough.
Exactly. It's a lot of decisions to make. Having said that, you put him up forward, it could stretch the Montrose forward line, who have been susceptible against key forwards in recent weeks.
Big game, who wins?
Bayswater just.
Bayswater just.
Only
in
because
that one.
Bernie texted me this afternoon saying pick us. He's
Well
a
done,
shocker.
Bernie, by the way. Well played. PR's everything. To Divi 3, North Ringwood, who lost to Doncaster last week, would be very, very keen to get a win on the board in a final. And
Yes.
they take on Baronia, who they defeated handsomely 2 weeks ago.
They did indeed, but given the way Baronia played their footy last week, which I got to see, and this is no lay-down misère for the Saints as well. Especially if Baronia get an early start, it's going to get into the heads of the North Ringwood players no matter what they say. You've lost 3 finals in a row now, dating over 2 years after coming in, obviously this year undefeated. Baronia get away to 5 or 6 goal start. It's going to get in North Ringwood's heads as to whether they can get back. Jason Heath, 8 goals for Baronia on the weekend. He is in dominant form. Their midfield's on fire. Paddy Garrity, Matt Smith were amongst the best players last week. But having said that, North Ringwood, they've been the best side all year for a reason. You'd think that Brett Moyle's got the experience to pull them out of the mire. I'm hoping that he does, because it'd be a tragedy to see North Ringwood go out in straight sets again. And I know Moyle wants another crack at Adam Bester next week.
The Saints to win that one in Divi 3. To Divi 4, 2 finals to be played this weekend on Saturday. The second semi, Glen Waverley take on Ferntree Gully. Any thoughts?
Yeah, this game's actually being played on Sunday.
Sorry, Sunday.
It's okay, because we'd like to play the first semi-final on Sunday, but you've actually bagged Jubilee Park on that day. So
And we're happy about
we've
that.
had to move the Jubilee Park game to Saturday, which is the first semi-final between the Basin and us. Sorry, I was going to say the Basin South Belgrave. That was
Heathmont.
last week's game. Heathmont and South Belgrave, of course. So Heathmont, both teams really looking to have a big inclusion in their side this week. Tommy Hallinan didn't play for South Belgrave last week. His 60-metre left foot passes will be invaluable on Jubilee Park. Heathmont thinking of bringing Mick Aitken back into the side now. They've got more space for their forwards to roam. He kicked 5 goals in a reserves final last week. I think the Jets just, but again, I haven't been able to pick a winner in a final yet. It's hard to pick Division 4. It truly is. And then you look at the second semi-final, as we were mentioning, the Glen Waverley Hawks versus the Ferntree Gully Eagles. Hawks on fire throughout the home and away season. They beat the Eagles by 112 points 2 weeks ago.
Jeez.
Eagles got the job done last week. They were sloppy at times. Their kicking wasn't quite there, but they got the job done. Their better players stood up when they needed to. I still think the Hawks, who, if they win this game, won't just make the grand final. They're also straight up into Division 3 for next year.
All right, lots happening this weekend. If you want to be a part of it too and get in for free, all you have to do is email the code word for this week. Now, if I can pick this thing up, this would be outstanding.
Good luck with
it.
it.
Is umpires is the code word. Now, this is what you're going to win. Takes me a while to get it these days. I bit my nails off watching the video the other night. An EFL Finals season pass up for grabs worth about $120. If you're any good, email umpires to competitions@efl.org.au. Thanks for your company this week. Massive week in footy. We'll see you all again next week on EFL TV.